Good evening. Who we got? TM Lens first. That's what the young folk do. Right. Correct. Mad Dog, welcome. Hello, Irish. Hello, a hybrid. Hello, Mel. Um, so taking a look here to make sure everything's working. Looks like a little bit of lag on Twitch, but it's going to be what it's going to be. So how is everyone? What's been going on in your worlds as of late? Just got through with this store reset, which was a fucking shit show. I had a customer tell me this morning that we ruined their shopping experience because we moved everything. I wanted to say, well, if you take a left out of the parking lot, go through the light, and take another right, Walmart's right there. So keep it moving. Don't care. So, Mad Dog, are you still traveling? It's been interesting, that's for sure. Yeah, surviving. Yeah, that's about what you got to do. Oh, you're home. Good, good, good. You went to go see the boys, right? If I'm not mistaken. Shinedown, correct. Who opened up for them? I didn't see who the opener was. I know I saw that Aerosmith announced their farewell tour today, a whopping 40 dates, with the wonderful Black Crowes opening for them. So, you know, Steven Tyler's in the middle of a bunch of litigation right now with the sexual abuse claims from the 16-year-old that he claimed he was the caregiver, so it made it okay if you read the stuff. TM Lynn says, I got great customer service yesterday because I didn't give in. Also, he had BB the shop. I shop here every day. Oh, yeah. Got that. Oh, yeah. Irish. First non retail interview ever next week. Everybody send well wishes, prayers, or whatever it is you do Irish's way. I think he's had enough. Blame Tag says, these fucking people are driving me fucking crazy tonight. Also, hello. Hello to you as well. Blame Tag's like, I think, the only person on Twitter that's got to hear anything by the band that I'm messing around with. I sent him a song yesterday. So he's special. That's what happens when you're the sponsor. You get like all the perks, right? um, Mad Dog says, but I did get my Disturbed and Breaking Benjamin ticket. In the pit, you gonna come, boy, you gonna get black eyes and all sorts of shit. Um, 3 Days Grace, was that the show where 3 Days Grace's original singer came out? I did see something about that. So that's good stuff. Oh, so you got to witness that. So that's cool. Hybrid says they canceled our bins last Friday and the customers went nuts. I'm assuming your turn and burn flipping of bin merchandise is still going well. And he freaking spit everywhere. Oh, that's great. I don't know if he's performed in a while or not. Not could be nerves, could be a lot of stuff. It's kind of weird. Oh man, you getting all these close seats, you're making all that big manager money. You're getting like seats in the pit and shit. Wow. We have a member of the elite with us this evening. I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you a hard time. But yeah, the store reset was fantastic. It we were all told it was going to be one way, and then it got here, and it was not that way, and it started a little earlier than it was supposed to. It was mass chaos. Um, our schedules got switched around. We had to work late on a Thursday night and turn around and be back at 7 a.m. on Friday. Um, I realized on Saturday I was working. I'm like, wait a minute, this is my sixth day in a row. I mean, I knew I was working 6 days in the week anyway because our work weeks are different than everywhere else. They're Wednesday to Tuesday versus, Sunday to Saturday. My takes is, yep, that's how they do those things. Well, we were hopeful they weren't, but they did. And the chef's kiss of the whole thing is the crew's done, right? And the big head honcho comes in, and they're all packed up getting ready to leave, and the head honcho walks in and decides he wants them to change a bunch of stuff. Needless to say, the crew was not pleased. And I think at one point in time, I mean, we had like 220 people from this crew, and they're doing this stuff. And mind you, they did all this while the store was open. So wrap your head around that for a minute. You got everything pulled off the shelf, every shelf getting cleaned, stuff in shopping carts everywhere. I mean, things missing pricing, and it just insane, insane. I was tired. We had band practice yesterday, and I told the guys, I'm like, listen, if I look like I'm tired, it's because I am. And then I drank way too much coffee yesterday morning to prepare, and wound up having the shakes for like the first hour. So if you're playing guitar and your hand's shaking, that's not really a good thing. Just to let you know, pro tip: lay off the caffeine or drugs, whichever one. Don't do either one of them if you're going to practice. Blame Texas. I can barely do go backs with customers in the store. Yeah. I did see that the company you work for was going to start spending money on expanding. That's going to be fun. Oh, I meant to take a picture. So up here in South Carolina, blame tag, I get a mailer from DeSantis. And I think Hero's gotten like 2 or 3 phone calls about DeSantis, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, retail is retail. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but I posted a picture I found on Reddit. It was a Dollar Tree now hiring sign, and it says, work where you love to shop, and in big black letters, in about the middle of the sign, it says, now hiring minors. That's where we're at right now. Child labor is coming back, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. Unless, now that we have more Chinese balloons flying over, maybe they'll do something about it. I'm not real sure. But yeah, it's been a hectic um couple of weeks. And Warzone be back Wednesday. That's not going to be really formatted. Irish will be with me. It's going to be like a discussion about, how we're going to proceed forward with it. It's not going anywhere. I am very much on board with Irish's philosophy of, quality, not quantity. So it's not going away. It could be every 2 weeks. It could be once a month. I don't know, but there is going to be some sort of change to that. Didn't do a therapy session, obviously, because of the reset and just being exhausted and all this other mess. But now that we're into May, these will continue on Monday nights unless something comes up. So this will be like the syndicated regular scheduled program. Warzone will be a little bit up in the air, until we figure out exactly what our path forward is. I've actually contemplating doing a second YouTube channel that is just dedicated to therapy sessions. Advertise it as such. It's a live stream with chat, to talk about your job and all that other stuff, and kind of separate it from Warzone. I think that'd be kind of neat to do. Like I said, not really worried about numbers. It's kind of like starting over, but you guys will all know where to find it. So, we'll at least have that bunch. And, it's not meant to be all that serious. This is meant to be kind of a good time anyway. So, it won't be so filled with piss and vinegar over a topic or whatnot. And there, if people like that, hey, come hang out there. Then you don't have to hang out, on the Warzone side of things. But that's kind of where I'm sitting at. Irish, do you have anything to add? Unless you have fallen asleep at the keyboard, because I know it's late. But yeah, everybody, send lots of prayers and thoughts and well wishes to Irish, because it's a good thing when you get out of the business, especially when you've been in it that long. And even though I'm kind of in it, I'm just a scrub now by choice, and that's okay with me. You know, um, it might not be in some other companies, but where I work it's fine. So the biggest thing for me is, I'm having to walk a fine line of making sure people understand that I'm not anybody's boss, and I'm not being paid to be anybody's boss. So quit, you know, thinking that I have some sort of stroke or whatnot, and just leave me be. Let me worry about me and my job, and we'll keep it moving. I'm not on that pay scale to be training and teaching and keeping up with people and whatnot. Nope, not my rodeo. Sorry. When's your interview, Irish? Hybrid says, I mean, I'm in it, but thank God for the little bit of reselling. Well, let me ask you this: if let's say they quit bins, period, and you couldn't do the reselling anymore, how would that expedite you looking to get out? Is that like the only thing that's holding you there? Yeah, Blame says, I don't want to talk about DeSantis except him and Disney are going at it, and I don't know who I want to come out worse. Yeah, that's something else. Next Wednesday. Yep. So good luck. Keep your fingers crossed. I think you got a good shot anyway. And, so I have to ask Irish, um, if that comes to fruition, are we going to have an Irish connection reveal? I think that would be must see TV. I mean, it's kind of unfair to everybody. I'm the only one who's ever seen you. But yeah, I still encourage everybody to, if you're in the business and if you find something to get out, it's just better for you, honestly. And if we're at a point now where the retailers have picked up and smelling the blood of children to get them in the building, Dollar Tree hiring minors. I mean, child labor and rampant OSHA violations. What could fucking go wrong, right? I mean, that would be that'd be fantastic. Um, oh yeah, considering where it would be, where you told me you might be correct there on the social media policy. Also, speaking of social media, I went on my tirade the last time we were here, and then I posted a screenshot of a conversation on Reddit that sums it up, and it was in the middle of a bunch of comments about the new game Redfall coming out and how bad it's going to be, and it perfectly encapsulates, my thoughts from last week. Oh yeah, you're right. Um, it is only a matter of time before the kids are involved in a shooting. And what's going to be the catch then? What's going to be the blame? Um, you know, it's because it's going to be two things. I mean, number one, they're hiring minors. Okay, I get that, but the parents are going to have to bear some responsibility there too, because if the parents are okaying, I just don't see like a 13-year-old being able to just go to work without their parents knowing, you know, um, it, the parents have to share some of that responsibility too. Um, but oh yeah, we do still need a Warzone game night. We do need to do that, definitely. Man, I haven't played hardly any games in a while, and we all know what's coming in about 12 days. So I think every television in my home is going to be taken up with Zelda. Um, and, I had made a bold statement that I was going to go through Breath of the Wild before. I didn't. My children give me a hard time. You only got X amount of days, and I'm like, well, it's too late now because that game's too long. And I honestly think Tears of the Kingdom is going to be one of those games where it's going to take people months and months and months to like 100% that thing and figure everything out that's in it. I mean, that's going to be, that game's going to take a while, especially if you're an individual who games and you work full time and you got all this other stuff going on in your life. Shit, it's going to be your life and Tears of the Kingdom. That's it. That's all that's going to happen. Yeah, oh, I saw that too, Irish. Yeah, there was a headline about a robot that collapsed after working a 20-hour shift. And Irish says, I thought it was one of Blame Tag's articles for a minute. But once again, Blame Tag's a visionary. Maybe he made that happen. He spoke it into existence. How was Ghost? Did you play Ghostwire on the Xbox? I'm interested in that. But like I said, I haven't turned my Xbox on. God, in over a month, I think. The last gaming I did was about 3 or 4 days ago. I put my MetaQuest 2 on, and there's a game. If any of you guys have a MetaQuest 2 headset, I highly recommend a game called Arc and Aid. It's like a vector graphic first person shooter, like you're in the arcade machine, and it is phenomenal. It's a lot of fun. I do have Resident Evil 4 on VR, but VR is something for me. You do it just to, it's cool, but it's not something I don't think I could play every single day. It'd probably give me headaches real bad. And then I did download, because I have a sneaky way to get games. But anyway, I did download Tetris Effect Connected for the headset since they took it off Game Pass. Whoa, wait a minute. So the so you played it on Xbox? Are you playing it on one of the Series systems, or are you playing it on like an Xbox One via cloud? Because if it's in Game Pass and it's cloud only, that sucks balls. Welcome, Hero. I haven't played the RE4 remake either. I mean, games are getting fucking expensive, man. I mean, it's not like, that's why Game Pass is such a good deal. Oh, so you're playing on the Xbox One? Okay, yeah, yeah, that would make sense. Um, Game Pass is excellent. But RE4 remake $70. If I'm going to choose to buy a $70 game, Resident Evil 4, which nobody in my family except me is going to play, versus Tears of the Kingdom, Tears of the Kingdom's going to win that one. Oh, it took a week. Oh, I know that's a fairly odd game. That's one I want to check out. And High on Life, I've thought about. Like I said, I just haven't had time. I mean, it's you work. During normal times, I'm doing the streams, and then, I've got this list of songs I have to keep playing constantly till my wife is about to explode because she's tired of hearing the same fucking songs over and over again, but that's just how you have to do it. I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot going on, and because the way we're practicing is, we all know the stuff. We don't go to practice to learn a song. The idea is learn the fundamentals of the song, be able to play it, and then work it out, in real time when you're there. Oh, Hero came up with the most hilarious fucking thing. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with the song by Boz Scaggs called Lido Shuffle. All right. You never hear the word shuffle in the song, but Lido is, if you guys want to look it up real quick, because I am not going to attempt to sing this shit on stream, because that'll be evidence, and I don't want anybody to have that, to be able to like listen to this fucker try to do this. So I'm not doing it. But look up Lido Shuffle, fast forward to the chorus, and Hero's heard it so much. I'm doing the song one night. I'm in here practicing. If she sends me this picture of the ladle logo, the grocery store, and put Lidl, whoa, oh, 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 matching the song. And I literally almost pissed myself. It was funny as hell. Iris says, I still want to make an indie retail Warzone game. Too bad I have no skills. Maybe Chat GPT will help. Hey, yeah, because that's still there. That's still something I want to do. Same cast of characters and everything. Obviously, it'd be cool. And if we could do it in like 2D style, top down, it wouldn't be hard. But once again, it takes time that a lot of us don't have. Tim Lynn says, I'm starting to get back into some gaming. Just finished with cataract surgery. So you can see now. Congrats. Cyberpunk and Elden Ring are my list. Cyberpunk, I've wanted to, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that. Like I said, I just don't have time. And I'm kind of like with games, like I am with movies. Like one of the guys I work with, one of my managers is always asking me, like, what, the radio's playing. He's like, what movie is this song from? I'm very particular about movies. I'm not like a movie buff. There are certain things I might see a trailer or whatnot, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to see that. And there's not many. All right. So, obviously, if it's Batman, I'm going to watch it. For the record, I hated the last one. I thought it sucked. Don't care what anybody says. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Give me a Batman Beyond movie. Anyway, but Batman I'll watch. I'm into like UFO kind of stuff and whatnot, as you guys know. Like I remember the first time I saw the trailer for Independence Day, and I'm like, yes, yeah, there's certain movies. I'm the same way with games. That's the one thing about Game Pass that's great is, I can decide, well, that looks neat, and I can download it and try it, and if I don't like it, I just delete it. But, there are just certain games I will always get, in the series, Doom being the number one. I've played every Doom ever made and will continue to do so, even at a $70 price point, but we're probably years away from seeing another Doom. Same thing with like Zelda. I will say that, believe it or not, Breath of the Wild is the only Zelda I haven't beaten because it got overtaken by my family. My wife took it over and fucking ran through it, and then the children did. So I've never beaten Breath of the Wild. Same thing happened with Hero with the video game Brutal Legend, which is a very heavy metal centric game. Jack Black's the main character, and I'm digging it and whatnot. What happens? Hero gets a hold of it. It just walks right through it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not playing it now. So, Hero says Plants vs. Zombies, but retail. Yeah. TM Lens, I rewatch movies I like or watch sequels of ones I like. I'm getting old and my time is too valuable. I played some Cyberpunk RPG in my younger days. Oh, gotcha. Now, I'm too lazy to pull out old movies or find them online. My list of favorite movies is pretty small. I mean, I'm sure some of you guys and gals probably have like a list a mile long. Mine's pretty simple. It's my favorite movie of all time is The Crow and always will be. Other movies I really enjoy that I could watch over and over. I loved Armageddon. I thought Armageddon was fucking fantastic. The Lord of the Rings movies were great. Hero says your list of favorite movies is pretty old. That's true because I haven't seen any new movies. Well, no. Let me put it this way. I saw the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, and I saw the new Batman. And if given a choice, forced to watch one of the two, it would be the Joker movie. I would not watch the Batman movie again. So, Mel, how does Lord of the Rings put you to sleep? It is a blank tag. Where are you? I know you're working. Please tell me you saw that. I just want to go on record as saying Mel says Lord of the Rings puts her to sleep every time. Yep, The Crow. That to me is a phenomenal movie. Did I see the sequels to The Crow? All right, so one pet peeve of mine in movies is violence towards children. and I was pumped for the Crow sequel. But when they killed that little boy at the beginning, that was it. Just done. TM Lens, just a regular Funko Pop or the Pop Vinyl? Because I have the Crow Pop, and you're not going to believe this shit. I found it in 2nd and Charles one day. I think it was 2nd and Charles. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hero. And it was regular price, and I bought it, and I haven't seen it since. You know, there again, just like movies and stuff, my pop collection's very bizarre. You know, my oldest son bought me a Space Ghost pop, which is cool because I used to watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast. You know, I have a fairly recent pop that I just saw it at Walmart, and I haven't seen it anywhere else since then, which is the Eddie Van Halen pop. I have the Batman Mask of the Phantasm pop. Haven't seen it anywhere. And so it's cool stuff. Over 100 pop vinyls. Oh, Hero, you can't feel bad. He has more. You know, we'll go into like 2nd and Charles or something, and she'll be like, I'm not buying any pops today. You know, almost all out of box now. See, I don't open the boxes on those. I did, you know, I live in South Carolina. I'm a football fan. I'm a Clemson fan. I did break down and finally get the Clemson Tiger. But I don't have a lot of them. But the ones I do have are very specific. Now, for Christmas, I did make sure, you know, I tried to complete Hero's Witcher pop collection. I got her Geralt and Roach from, you know, the Netflix series and stuff like that. And she's a Doctor Who fan, so she'll see. She also got a hold of a River Song pop, you know, which is one of her favorite characters from Doctor Who. So that's cool. Retail Hybrid says there's only one return, and it's not the King, it's the Jedi. Okay. Well, but see, that's the thing about pops, though, Hybrid, is that you know, it allows you to get a memento of something that you enjoy. You know, that's cool. I mean, they do have like weird ones that, you know, out of nowhere, but you know, it's pop culture, and you know, they're like, for instance, Hero. You know, as a child, she loved the Gummy Bears cartoon. See, there it is, the Gummy Bears. And we walk in a 2nd and Charles, they have them all. She gets them all. I'm like, go ahead, just do it. We can't take the money with us. I mean, if it gives you joy, it gives you joy. Like, she loves She-Ra. You know, I've got her, you know, a She-Ra and stuff like that. So it is kind of cool. She loved, there was a Teen Titans. You're going to have to put it in the chat, Hero. The Night Begins to Shine, I believe, a Teen Titans quote unquote movie that actually had CeeLo in it. She's got all the pops for that. You know, it's cool stuff. And Sarah says, never open the boxes. Nope, I don't. We don't. Ours are all in boxes still. That Crow one will never be open up. Yeah, The Night Begins to Shine. And then we took a trip to Atlanta one time, and we managed to find, Hero found the latest line of Kiss Pops. And so she got me those. That was cool. TM says, I have some that in box still sell for 80 plus. I don't have them for the money. I have them as stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Yeah, tweet a picture of the collection. That'd be awesome. You know, and that's the thing. It's not about money. It's like, I got this wild hair quite a few years ago. I walked into a local retro video game store, and they had a Japanese Super Nintendo with the box and everything. I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to buy this. But little did I know what that was going to cause me to do is complete the set. So I went for like a year collecting all the mainline Nintendo consoles in the Japanese variant. So yes, and they're all in box, and they're all in great shape. I've got the original Famicom in box. I've got the Super Nintendo in box. I've got the GameCube, the Nintendo 64, the Wii U, The GameCube, all Japanese variants in boxes. And I set up an account on Amazon Japan because culturally, from a pride standpoint, they take care of their stuff better than Americans do. And I came across a listing for a black Nintendo Wii, complete in box. And when you did the conversion, between yen and US dollars, it was only like $25. But it was like $30 shipping. So I paid $55 for a mint condition Japanese Wii that shipped DHL, and I had it here in less than 7 days. Amazon Japan was great. Like, I've got the Japanese version of Link's crossbow training for the Wii that came with the gun. In Japan, they actually got a plastic clamshell case, like all the Wii games came in. In the United States, we got a little cardboard sleeve. So, and that's the thing. The Japanese variants get some really, really cool shit. I've got a Japanese Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, complete in box. And the artwork's like dark. It wasn't this gold shit and whatnot we had here. It was like dark. And I've got Super Mario 64 Japanese variant. And I've bought several games loose, during that time, for the Japanese consoles. My youngest son will sit in there and play Super Mario World, the Japanese version. And it's really weird because the Japanese version has Japanese text, but it also has English text in there, like, sporadically. It's weird. Yes, I do remember when I bought y'all Mario Paint. That's the one thing I do not have. I almost bought it, but I couldn't find one that was clean enough. Eventually I will complete that. I will get a Mario Paint from Japan. The artwork on the boxes are cooler. It's that kind of stuff. And it's cool. I mean, when the little mini consoles came out, like there was the NES Mini and the Super Nintendo Mini, I've got a Famicom Mini, complete in box with a case around it. I've got I think it's called Shonen Jump maybe or whatnot. It's an anime. I've got a Famicom Mini that's gold that only has like fighting games on it. Like, it's a totally different setup from all the other variants. It's got Dragon Ball Z games and all that other shit. It's pretty cool. Yeah, exactly. TM Lens. That's why. I mean, the stuff they get's cool. I mean, and you got to think for like Nintendo wise. I mean, that's the motherland. That's the home of Mario. Of course they're going to get the cool shit. Now, I will tell you, if you've never seen a Famicom up close, it's weird. I don't know what they were doing. I've still got. There's a disk drive that used to hook to it that eventually I'll pick up somewhere. Maybe, I don't know. But the controllers had microphones in them. It was weird. Oh, look. Forced Brie. That's fantastic. I discontinued my paid subscription to Restream. I'm not paying for this shit. I'm not paying you either. Goodbye. Bam. But yeah, so, and that's the cool thing. That's kind of like, when I talked about finding your joy, it's okay that we have these hobbies. It's okay that we like pops. It's okay that we play games, because in the real world, they just want us to go to work and sleep. That's it. And really, if they had their way, they wouldn't want us to sleep. They just want us to work all the time. Enjoy what you can fucking enjoy, man. Just do it. If it's Barbies, if it's Legos, if it's, Lincoln Logs, what the fuck ever, man. Enjoy it. Hybrid says, I'm saving up for Nintendo World Japan. I'm afraid the ones here in the States will ruin the food. I would love to go, but look, I had this discussion at band practice today, and I've had it on stream before. I don't like to fly. Fuck that noise. And I would love to go to Japan, but unfortunately, if I was going to Japan, it would have to be a one-way, because I think it's like a 14-hour flight. I would die from anxiety. Oh, hell no. Not happening. But I'd love to go. No doubt. That would be awesome. and I probably wouldn't want to come home because A, I'm extremely tall, so it'd be like Godzilla in real life. Um, B, because if you watch the videos of the game stores over there, I mean, Retail Refuge, I'm sure you have, where they go into these game stores and they have like entire 4 to 8 to 12 feet sections of stuff they consider junk that is like pennies on the dollar that is functional. And it's shit that we would love to have here that we saw in like a retro game store. You'd have to mortgage your house. Irish. One of my children loves chess. Um, I I learned to play when I was younger, with my dad, and I hadn't played in years. And then finally, my son's like, "Come play me." That's like about a month ago, I think. First one he whipped me. Second one I smacked him, but he loves it. I mean, chess is a great game. It really is. And it's a thinking game. You have to use your brain to do it. You can't just be like willy nilly moving shit around. I mean, it is strategy at its point, at its finest. Levi would move there with you. Yep. So would Austin. And my youngest is convinced I'm still going to go, and he's trying to learn Japanese via Duolingo or whatnot, and he's convinced he's going to be the interpreter. I would like to try some of the food. I mean, how many of you guys go down the rabbit hole of like street food? I mean, there's some amazing shit going on out there. I don't know how sanitary it is, but there's some good looking stuff. Oh, and speaking of that, I was yesterday years old when my family exposed me to I guess, the viral video of the kid that loves corn. And after I saw it, I knew what the video was, but I didn't realize there was a viral song. Well, that was amusing. So, yeah, it just shows you that I don't necessarily pay attention to a lot of stuff on the internet. Used to play chess and then got into card games. Now I'm stuck playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Online. Fair enough. Does anybody play Gwent? Team Lens, my town has a sister city in Japan. My son got to go when he was in middle school. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong. If anybody's old enough to remember the TV show, the A-Team, Mr. T, every time they put him on a plane, they would have to like shoot him up and knock him out. That's what you'd about have to do to me. But I want to go. I really do. That's one of my, that's like top tier bucket list to go to Japan. Would love to. Love the culture. You love the ancient architecture. Just it I'd be like a kid in a candy store. And a week probably wouldn't be long enough for me. That's why you have to worry about if I'm coming back or not. Be like, nope, I'm staying. Because I'm infatuated with that place. And when you look online, and you watch videos of like their downtown areas and shit. I mean, it is like insane. There's neon lights fucking everywhere. And Hero says, but he wouldn't eat the food and be hangry, Steve. No, that's not true. I'm picky about seafood, but it's not all seafood. I will say this. If I was in Japan and I was going to get my money's worth, I would try things that I wouldn't try while I'm in the United States. So there's that. Oh, Irish Connection says, where's the craziest place you've been? That's a question for everybody. Mel says Japan is studying top buckle. Exactly. Yep. Retail Refuge, Torii Gates and Shrines. Yep. Team Lynn says they did almost 2 weeks, part in Tokyo and passed in the sister city, which was in a rural area. Nice. So, what's the craziest place anybody's been? And Irish, kind of clarify. What do you mean crazy? Kind of give us some guidelines here. That's a good question. Ooh, Retail Warzone Convention in Tokyo. That would kick all kinds of ass, and none of us would show up because we're going to be too busy shopping the video game stores, but that's okay. Sarah says the University of Tokyo pays Americans to have conversations in English with people, but you have to have a bachelor's degree. Of course you do. Atlanta. Yes. Oh, yeah. Fair. So Hybrid says the craziest place he's been is in Atlanta. Okay, what else has everybody got? Where's the craziest place you would be? Hero, Steve would talk to them about 80s rock for free. You're damn right, because you know what? 80s metal is still huge in Japan. That's why I'm meant to be there. Dokken is still huge. Mr. Big is still huge. They sell out arenas. It's the land of my people. But anyway, Atlanta at night or Florida. Tim Lynn says, I've never really been anywhere crazy. I basically do national parks and Disney World. Irish clarified a supposed place that excited you the most. Other answers accepted too. Mel says, I've never left the southern U.S., but I did get granted access to an abandoned lighthouse once for a journalism project, and that's cool, Mel. Sarah says, Detroit is the craziest place I've ever been. Of course, because that's Rock City. Anyway, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Too bad. But crazy place. I mean, I did go to Cancun. It didn't really excite me because I was on a really, really shitty plane down there, and I was terrified to fly. And that was like the first time I flew, and I literally got drunk on purpose to pass out on the plane. And it's yeah, it was interesting. Blame Texas. I just got 2 bingos, but I'm losing my shit over here. Right. I've never been to like any kind of, well, I take that back. So when I was younger, my parents would take vacations. I've been to St. Augustine. I've been to Cape Canaveral, which was really, really cool. I've been to Roanoke. I've been to, I don't even remember now, wherever the Lost Colony was. The Outer Banks was North Carolina was cool. As an adult, I've only been places due to work trips. So I've been to Chicago. I've been to Shaker Heights, Ohio. I've been to Baltimore, Maryland. I've been to Texas. And I think that's it. I think. I've been to Atlanta plenty of times, but I lived in Atlanta, so I don't count. There were times when I didn't live in Atlanta that I had to go to Atlanta. But, after living there, it's not that big a deal. It's just, but the food's better there than it is here. So I will say that. Yeah, Sarah, you did bail on a Cancun trip. Well, Texas, I stayed at the Gaylord Texan in I think it's Grapevine. If Mad Dog's still in the chat, she can confirm. But I think it was Grapevine, Texas, where At Home's corporate office was. Because I think they were in Plano, actually. And this is where, all I know is the Gaylord Texan was extremely expensive and it was extremely huge. It's the most I've ever paid for a pack of cigarettes ever in my life. It was like $14.50 for a pack of Marlboro Lights because I was stupid and I didn't pack enough cigarettes. The day I got there was the last day of QuakeCon. Well, it was the day after the last day of QuakeCon. So I am literally in this hotel seeing people from id and Blizzard. I mean, not Blizzard, Bethesda hanging out and shit. So I was mad. They could have flew me in a day early. That'd have been nice. I could go to QuakeCon. But it's where the Dallas Cowboys used to stay before they played football games until they open up their own hotel. So I don't know if it helps you, Mel, or not. Dallas Fort Worth Airport is something else, though. Let me tell you that that airport was pretty nice by comparison to like Hartsfield in Atlanta. Very cool. The mountains in Montana are amazing. Yeah, I would believe that. Blaine Texas, yeah, I once paid $15 for a pack in New York City because I didn't plan it. And they're probably shitty cigarettes too, weren't they? You probably had to get like some Pall Malls for like $15. Irish says, if anyone in the chat visits Ireland, I'll give you the tour. Unless you go to Dublin, that's a cesspit, and you're on your own there. You know, did you see the thing? Where this has been going around Irish about Dublin and it being like third world. What the fuck's going on over there? I think that that's a common theme for capital cities and big cities. I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's the illusion of opportunity. I don't know. But why is it that like the capital cities just get trashed? I mean, what is it? I mean, you get too many people move there. You get, typically homeless problems are the worst in capital cities. Drug problems are worse in the capital cities. It's kind of weird, but it's like, why? Are people going there because they think there's hope, or are they going there because they think, their life could change because they're in a big city like that? I don't know. It's weird. I've never watched Peaky Blinders, but I've seen enough of pictures of Ireland, and my sister has visited Ireland a couple of times. And then, I mean, if I didn't know any of that, once we met the Irish connection, that's about the best landmark we could find, period. So, we just take everything about Ireland, and throw it out. Irish connection's it. He's a national monument, national treasure. That's the best reason to go. Fecal gravity, basically. Got you. I just don't understand that, though. I don't understand how, these cities attract that and it becomes such a problem. Retail Refuge says, because it's the only city that's advertised, maybe. Mel can confirm. I mean, my sister and her husband, love the place. And then, I've talked to Irish plenty. I mean, there's a lot of pretty countryside there, because they're not fucking it up like we fuck up our countryside here. Like, oh, look, you see that big patch of grass over there? That'd make a great, like, Dollar Tree or Dollar General. I don't think they got that going on that much over there, do they, Irish? Blame tag? I don't. If that's the only place the government's located, I mean, the government's not doing anything for them, so shame on them. That's the thing. I mean, I don't understand how your big cities or whatnot attract that. I mean, what is the purpose? Because the thing that kills me is some of these cities, if you have common sense, all right, they're too expensive to live there for us normal folk. How do you find yourself there if you can't live there? That's kind of weird. And it's like you can't live there, and all of a sudden the wheels come off the wagon. There's other people who can't live there, and then there's crime and all this other bullshit. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Black Texas, you see that lovely man over there? The fuck you do. Boom. Dollar General. Irish, real quick. I think we've discussed this before, but are there any American institutions that have propagated in Ireland, whether it be restaurant or retailer? I'm sure we've probably discussed this before, but it's probably been a long time ago. So what do you have there that we have here? Whether it be fast food or whatnot. Warzone Family Vacation. Oh, shit, Warzone Family Vacation to Ireland. I don't think any of us are coming back. You get Hero over there and she finds a whole, like, shit ton of, like, acreage of tulips. She's never leaving. Ever. She'd be like, I have found my happy place. I'm not going home. Here we are to stay. Ship the children over, because that's, and that's the thing, Hero has a much, much more appreciation of things like art and like nature and whatnot than I do, because I'm just, big dumb, Cro-Magnon man or, kind of guy, but no, if we went to Ireland and there was like, if she could get a house next to like a tulip field, shit, it'd be over. I'd become Irish all of a sudden. Restaurants, you have fast food, McDonald's, Burger King, etc. Not so many retail. Okay. Um, Cannoli's fine. She can keep howling. I hear she's mad because the boy's door's closed. Go tell Aiden. Go tell him to let her in. She just wants to hang out. She wants to soothe his soul from all his anger playing video games. Um, a lot of U.S. tech companies, though, I bet, because they probably get tax breaks and they, cheap land. Hero says, I'd take a house next to a patch of grass and plant my own flowers. Okay, that's fair enough. That's the biggest thing. If I had the ability, like if I was ever going to like take donations and shit and whatnot, it would just be a fund to get Hero a house wherever she wants so she could plant flowers. I will tell you a funny story. This house we were renting, I'm out cutting the grass and I see this thing. It looks like a weed. And I just took the lawnmower and just ran it right over it. It was some plant. I don't know. Anything. I'm like, it doesn't look normal, and just mowed that shit down. Doghouse immediately. Boom. So, but she loves flowers. She loves plants. Yeah, crazy. Irish says, oh yeah, tax evasion is a big export of ours. Oh, Hero says they were irises. Whatever those are, I could not discern between irises and weeds, and I mowed them down with a push mower to the ground. Just like, hey, it was too tall. It's in my way. It's got to go. I mowed down a whole batch. So I guess I'm an iris murderer. I don't know. Face bomb, indeed. Yeah, good stuff. Warzone relocation. That's still great. So no retailers. You don't have a Walmart over there at all? Or do you have a business that's an undercover Walmart that like Walmart owns, maybe, Irish? Because they've got that what is it? In Japan, actually. They've got there's a business there. It's like a retailer that Walmart actually owns, but it's not called Walmart. And I remember reading about that when they bought the company. They immediately cut the payroll in half. And the one thing I've read about Japanese retail is they staff their stores appropriately to keep store standards where they want them. And it was a shock to the people in the area that when Walmart took it over, all of a sudden the store conditions went to shit because guess what? They cut everything. Irish says no Walmart. They trade as Asda in the UK, but not here. We have Home Depot under a different name, but very few others. No, Sarah, it's not Tesco. I forgot the name of it. When I first started Warzone, I started researching like retail in different countries, and that was a conversation that came up. A lot of UK and German retailers. CU, is that it? Oh, I'm assuming the Hero has consulted the internet, and that is it. CU. Uh-huh. Yes, do have Tesco in Ireland. Okay, hybrid. You want Japanese KFC. So you're aware of the infatuation in Japan with Kentucky Fried Chicken and 7-Eleven, right? Because if you guys are unaware of this, after this stream, I highly encourage you to hit up YouTube and type in Japanese KFC or Japanese 7-Eleven commercials. Like, no shit. 7-Elevens and KFCs cater Christmas in Japan. It is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Yes, correct, Irish. They do. And like Hero just said, they're nothing like the U.S. versions. I mean, they're like a big deal. It's like I watched an unboxing video basically of where somebody went and got the KFC bucket for like Christmas, and it's like in layers. There's chicken, there's a layer of something else, there's a layer of something else, and there's plates, and it is fucking insane. Go check that shit out. It is wild. Yeah, just like Retail Review said, they have a waiting list for KFC during the holidays. It is like a huge deal. And you see the commercials. They're like top dollar snow, Christmas tree, reindeer, children, parents, everything. Top production commercials about the holidays. And here we're like, really? It's Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know, most of the Kentucky Fried Chickens here suck now. But it is such a huge thing there. And it's just like I've watched videos talking about McDonald's in Japan. A lot of it comes down to the workers. A lot of it comes down to they're paid more than they are here. But there's a certain standard that you can't go below there. And the quality is just off the chain. And I'm not saying we should live in an oppressive country, but it is kind of nice that, you know, in Japan, even your fast food restaurants have really high standards. And they also have high standards for the customers. So they don't take no shit when people come in berating their people. It's just such a different world. And it would be worth it. I mean, I'd be that guy to be like, okay, I'm in Japan. Cool. What do you want to do? I want to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. And somebody like, what? It'll be like, nope, promise you it's different. We want to do this. You know, same thing with 7-Eleven. I mean, and if you've watched the videos of people doing these like tour throughs of Japan and whatnot, you go to like the convenience stores and whatnot, everything looks great. You know, here, I would hesitate to get a sandwich at a QT. There, I'd get a sandwich at any convenience store at all. In Japan, because it's like top tier, sanitary, clean, good to go. Retail Refuge. Devil is a part-timer. Makes me want to try Japanese fast food. Yep. Sarah says there's a super fancy McDonald's in New York City. I bet the ones in Japan are better. And cheaper than the one in New York City. So yeah, that's cool. Real quick before I end the stream, there's something that I thought about just now. We were talking about food. So, Irish, you can participate too. I mean, we probably won't know what they are. But, you have, oh, wait a minute. Irish says there's a few KFCs here. Not impressed. Krispy Kreme came here a few years back. Haven't tried it myself. Irish, if you like donuts, go buy the Krispy Kreme. And if they have the sign that says hot and ready now, go in there and get you a donut. Promise you, it's great. All right, so restaurants, and I want you to think in your mind restaurants that you ate at in the past. They could be gone, or they could still be in existence. So I kind of want to get a little poll here. I just want to pull some information. So restaurants or fast food joints you ate at when you were younger that were fantastic that are now shit. I will start. Long John Silver's is number one on the list for me. Loved Long John Silver's, ate there all the time. Now you can barely find them, and it's a crapshoot whether you get one that's good or not. And then half the time they're mixed in with a A&W. So, Mel says Ponchos, okay? Hero says Pizza Inn. Pizza Inn, I think, was a regional thing for us. It used to be really good. TM Lynn says, we have a local baker whose donuts drove Krispy Kreme out of town. That's impressive, bro. That's impressive. Friendlies. Like the ice cream people? Quincy's, yes, that's a southern thing. And as you guys see these names come up, let me know if you're familiar with them. Because like Friendlies, I'm not familiar with. Little Caesars. Yes, Little Caesars back in the day was good. But I will tell you, a guy I work with, he told me, he's like, the hack is you got to order it online and order it fresh. And I'm going to say this. That is true. I ordered a pepperoni and a cheese. Getting that order, versus the ones that come out of a little box. It was totally different. So if you get Little Caesars, order it online. It's pick up, and it'll be different than what you normally get. Okay, the ice cream people. All right, got you. Because the store I work at, we used to sell Friendly's ice cream, so I don't know. Retail refuse. The Long John Silver's here burned down, and they never rebuilt. Yeah, because see, Long John Silver's was great in the day, and then there was Captain D's, which I always considered soggy Long John Silver's. Okay, in South Carolina, hybrid, an A&W isn't all that good, honestly. TM Lynn's, like I said, if you order your pizza fresh, it's less than crap. It's better than that. Okay, I mean, honestly, it's better than crap. It's still, I mean, for the price you pay, it's good. But the crazy bread is good too. Hero really likes the cheesy bread. Ponchos might be a Texas thing. I've never heard of them. Hero says Hardee's, and TM Lynn says, okay, I don't know where you're at, TM Lynn's, but Hardee's in the South, it was a big fucking deal. I mean, that was where everybody went for breakfast. Their sausage gravy biscuits were the best thing ever. And, you know, here in South Carolina, Hardee's was like an institution. It was like blasphemy when Carl's Jr. and them merged or whatnot. But back in the day, and I'm going to say for me, you know, definitely up until about the mid-90s, Hardee's was untouchable. Bojangles didn't come close. Nobody came close as far as breakfast went. They were the kings. They were that good. Pizza Hut. Yes. You know, fortunately, the local Pizza Hut here, for the longest time sucked. I'm a big fan of Pizza Hut's thin crust. Always have been. But the past 2 times I've ordered pizza from them, it has been spot on. Now, however, I am old and ancient, and I remember when Pizza Hut pizzas came in the paper bag that you cut open. That was a totally different animal than it is now. It's not even close. You can't compare. It was so much better back then. But if you find a good one, and that kind of tends to be the case with a lot of these restaurants, if you find a good one, it'll get you close. It's not right. It's not quite there, but yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. IHOP. Yeah. Let's see. There was another one here. You missed their salad bar. You're talking about Pizza Hut salad bar? Yeah, it was good. There we go. Sarah says, remember when the pizza came covered in paper wrap? Correct. Hero said Ruby Tuesdays. Ruby Tuesdays burger and salad bar deal was great. And I'll die on this hill. Ruby Tuesdays had the best fucking crab cakes ever. Ever. They were delicious. Mel says Golden Corral was one. Yeah. You know, I had never really eaten at a Golden Corral. I mean, we have them here. But, you know, I think now with the way the world is more of a sanitary issue than anything. I mean, what's stopping you from putting anything in the chocolate fountain, right? So that's creepy. Yeah, Hardee's in the South is completely different from Hardee's in the North. Yes, and Sarah would know that because she's done both. Hybrid says the Hardee's in Ella J is pretty good. Ella J, probably everything at Ella J is good. Because we actually talked about for a while, if we could find jobs, we wanted to move to Ella J. Ella J was nice. Very peaceful, mountain town. So, but yeah, that's it. Cool stuff. All right, so we're sitting in hour 6. I want to thank everybody for their participation this evening. It's been fun. You know, if you're in the South and you come across a Hardee's, Fazoli's. Oh, shit. Hero, you should remember Fazoli's. We had one of those. Does anybody here remember Backyard Burger real quick? Hero and I were talking about this the other day. Does anybody remember Backyard Burger? That's this great statement. T.M. Lynn's Golden Corral went downhill 5 years ago in the before times. Ponderosa, yeah. Okay, do you remember the Sizzler or Western Sizzling? There was Ryan's and Quincy's. Those restaurants. I know Hero had mentioned Quincy's earlier. Yeah, Quincy's and Ryan's were kind of like the same. And here locally, you had somebody that was pro Quincy's and somebody that was pro Ryan's. Never had a Ponderosa here. Do any of you guys remember going to these steakhouses and getting the plates that were like metal and had the black ring around it? Like usually you only got it when you got steak. It was really weird. We were talking about that the other night too. So, but Fazoli's, yeah, I do remember Fazoli's. Hero, where was that? Was off of over there by where McAllister's is, if I'm not mistaken. Was it not back there? There's a Ponderosa in Clemson? No. Oh, does anybody remember Stakeout? Hero brought that up. A steak delivery place that you could get like steak tips and whatnot. Yeah, near the shut down food place, correct. So nobody remembers Backyard Burger. Okay. Yeah. Western Sizzler. Oh, in Clemson? There's a Western Sizzler in Clemson still? Wow. That's something else right there. Because we had Sizzler, we had Western Sizzler, we had Ryan's, and we had Quincy's. And we did have a restaurant here called Duff's, which I think was locally owned. I don't think it was a chain. And they had this carousel that turned around that had like all the different foods. It was like a buffet. So that place was cool. And we're not even going to start on Chinese food because Chinese food's pretty much regional as far as I'm concerned. All the good Chinese restaurants are owned by families, just like the Mexican restaurants are too. So there's not a lot of chain involved in that. Okay, so TM Lynn's, there was a Duff's in Western Wisconsin. Did they have like an automated circular buffet bar? Like you stood there and it spun and you picked what you wanted? Just curious. Oh my God. Wow. Where are you at, TM Lynn's? Because I'm in South Carolina. And I mean, I was probably, God, they probably closed down when I was like 12, 13. So it's been a long time. I didn't know that was like a franchise. I really didn't. They were phenomenal. They were the first place that had the ice cream machines, right? Am I correct? Um, Hybrid, Hybrid, where have you eaten since you've been in South Carolina? I'm just curious. I'm going to try to give you some education. 30 years, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. La Crosse, Wisconsin. Yeah. It's amazing that we got one of those down here. I mean, that was like a big deal. We had it, and if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't here real long, but that was the big selling point was you had that rotating, bar of food. And their shrimp was great because I always love fried shrimp. So it was cool. Um, you know, Hybrid, did you ever eat Stacks when you came up here? There's Stacks. There's if you want Chinese, there's a place called Red Bowl, which I'll die on that hill is the greatest Chinese in the upstate. Um, let's see, there's California Dreamin', which is pretty good. Um, and then Culver's, which is just. Do you guys have Culver's in Georgia? Please tell me you do, because if you don't, that's really sad. Oktoberfest every year. We always ate there. Nice. Nice. It's cool. All right. So, everybody, we're sitting at an hour 11. We've talked about food, and now I'm hungry, and now I have to go make something to eat. So, everybody, have a great night. We'll be back Wednesday night with ours. We'll chop it up, and we'll kind of decide what Warzone does from then on out. But thank you guys for being here. It's been cool. And what will happen is we'll go from there. So, like I said, I'm a little absent on social media. I pop in on Twitter. I really do. Every day. Just check it out. I don't retweet a lot. I don't tweet a lot unless I see something interesting. But I'm there, just to let you know. And social media. Like I said, if you haven't seen my post that I posted tonight, and I think it's titled, like I said, that's kind of why, I'm kind of vacant there, especially with what is going on with the platform anyway. I mean, I half want Blame Tag and I to spend $8 a month for a blue check just to raise hell, but at the same time, we're just pissing money away at that point. So, right. But anyway, everybody have a great night. Be here Wednesday. All right. We're going to talk it out. We're going to figure out what we're going to do. We're going to take volunteers. We're going to get people involved. Irish doesn't know this yet. We're going. I said once before, this is going to be like the year of outreach. Well, it hasn't been the year of outreach, but let's see if we could make that happen. So, having said that, have a great night, everyone. Blame Tag, don't get another bingo tonight. You need to get out of there and go home and go to bed. So, having said that, I'm going to go have some hot dogs. Peace out. Everybody have a good night, and we will see you next time.